really honored to be here, and I was really looking forward for months and months to be actually here at this wonderful conference and to meet you. It was actually interesting. I just was thinking back when I reached out to Dr. Nayak for the first time. It was late in the evening in New York. It was somewhere during the day here in Hyderabad, and I got him on the phone, and I tell you something really unusual happened. Within, I guess, maybe 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, we understood thousands of miles away that we were exactly on the same page. You may have had this experience on occasion in your life. You never have met someone, you are just on the phone and you realize, oh gosh, this person and you are really on the same wavelength. And the collaboration that has deepened and deepened since then is really based on the fact that we share the same values, we share the same goals, we have the same visions, how to improve patient outcomes. And I'm really proud and happy about this collaboration between Virinchi Hospitals, Virinchi Limited, and the Renal Research Institute. I thought I'd show a few slides about the Renal Research Institute, where Dr. Nayak is visiting 1,000 dialysis clinics. It's a vertically integrated company that delivers both services to patients but also produces machines in this field. It, I think, covers around 90% of the machine market and disposable market in North America. And the Bethesda Hospital was back then was the campus of the Albert Einstein College of Medicine, a world-renowned medical university. And the goal from the onset was really to bring applied medicine to the bedside, to really ensure, thanks to close collaborations with academic institutions, that insights we as nephrologists, as kidney doctors, and researchers develop are brought to the patient within a short time frame. Not within 10 years, 15 years, but rather within 10 and 15 months. So this was the philosophy behind it. And it started as a joint venture, and in 2011, RI became a wholly owned subsidiary of Fresenius Medical Care. Now, what are RI's strengths and core competencies? We have spearheaded the development of unique novel concepts that we call virtual clinical trials. So we have a strong and leading role in the area of computational biomedicine. These so-called virtual trials, and I spoke about them 2 days ago at this conference in Hyderabad, they use sort of mathematical twins, quote unquote, of real existing patients. And then we perform on supercomputers large-scale evaluations. We test treatments in these thousands and thousands and thousands of mathematical twins of patients, and this has generated tremendous benefit to patients and also economic value. We are very strong when it comes to data analytics. We have access to very large databases, global databases that analyze, in particular, kidney patients. We perform clinical studies in our clinics. We have an immediate access to large patient populations. So within a half an hour or so drive by car in Manhattan, we have around 600 dialysis patients that are immediately available to us for clinical studies. Recently, we have set up a very modern lab with quite some interesting hardware, but more importantly, also with the brains of people who can actually use those devices. And we have a very large network of domestic and international academic partners, and I'll come to this in a minute. So these are some, I think, of our core strengths and competencies. I should say Fresenius Medical Care treats around 200,000 dialysis patients in North America, in the US alone. Here are some of our academic partners. These are just examples, like University of North Carolina, Michigan, Rochester, Massachusetts Lowell, Mount Sinai, Cornell University, Columbia University, Yale, University of California, Santa Barbara, University of Illinois, and New York universities. These are some of the US partners we are working with, and we have joint research projects with. And here there is also parts of our international network, very close ties to the Netherlands, for example, University of Maastricht, Curitiba in Brazil, Guadalajara in Mexico, or University of Mexico City, Khartoum in Graz in Austria, Constance and Karlsruhe in Germany, and others. And I'm really so proud and happy that we can add now Virinchi Hospital to that list. So this is just a dream come true, because we always wished so much to have also closer ties to leading centers in India. At RI, the work, by the way, Indian colleagues, of course, and one of the leading mathematicians and chemical engineers actually comes from India and was very heavily involved in the research project I'll talk about in a minute. Now, RI is co-founder of the world's largest international dialysis database. We work with patient data from currently 42 countries. And as you can see, India is a white spot on this map of the world. And I really hope that thanks to our ties and our evolving collaboration with Virinchi Hospitals and Virinchi Limited, that we will be able to fill that spot in the not too distant future. Many of RI's relationship with both US but also international institutions go back to the concept we have with research fellows. So we invite fellows from all over the world to stay with RI for 1 to 2 years. These are usually MDs or PhDs. To date, fellows from over 40 countries have been with RI. And these fellows move back to their home countries and move to leading positions. They run our departments. They are directors of large national societies. So this is one of the ways how we grow year by year by year our international network. We have a scientist in residence program that's very powerful. We have scientists from the US and from abroad with us for a short period of time. And as I said, Dr. Nayak is a visiting scientist to RI, so he will be a member when he comes to New York. He will be, again, a scientist in residence there. And we have a PhD program with the University of Maastricht. We also host an annual conference with around 350 or so attendees. The next one will take place in Los Angeles, actually in Hollywood. And its attendees come also mainly from the US, but also from other countries, also from Asia and the Asia Pacific region. I want to share with you in the next few slides the first of many to come collaboration projects with Virinchi hospitals. And you already have heard this term LOHD. And this is a presentation I gave here yesterday, actually, which I think was very well received and resulted in a lot of feedback from my Indian colleagues. Now, what is this about? I share with you the introductory words of David Harris, who is a professor of medicine in the University of Sydney and was president of the International Society of Nephrology. He pointed out that there is just a large number of patients with kidney failure. And it's something like in 2013, 14.5 million patients are expected to suffer from kidney failure. And yet only 5.4 million will receive treatment because of economic, social, and political reasons. But what's the consequence for the remainder? Well, when you have kidney failure and you are not treated, you die. There's no other option. Dying from kidney failure is not a pleasant thing. It's not slow. It takes days and weeks, and it's a cruel death. And this is really a dire situation. And it's actually not publicized. These numbers are huge when you compare it to other diseases like HIV/AIDS, like malaria, like lung cancer, like or breast cancer. These numbers are way, way larger than the annual death toll from those diseases, but it's widely not known. Now, I put this here just in another graph. So in one of those figures represents 1 million of patients. The blue ones are those that actually receive kidney replacement therapy, and the red ones are those that would need it in order to survive, but they don't receive it, and so now, and that's why they pass away. And you can see there is rounded, of course, 3 million in 2010, where 3 million in 2010 who received it, and something like 7 million who didn't, based on this most recent Global Kidney Health Atlas. And it's projected in 2030, the number of those receiving it will be around 5 million, and around 9 million will not receive it. So you see, both the number of patients who receive it will grow, but also those who don't receive it will grow. And why is that? Globally, the leading cause of kidney disease is diabetes and high blood pressure. Both of these diseases are developing rapidly. They are growing in most countries of the world. And this is what drives the epidemiology, the development of kidney disease. Now, most of those patients live actually in low and low middle income countries, 90% of those. And as you can see on the map on the right side, there is a huge disparity when it comes to provision of kidney replacement therapy.